So I built an X-Wing fighter model, and it's wired for the engines to light up. But I need a stand because the stand that came with it doesn't really support wiring. So I am building myself a stand. So to start my project, I went to Michael's, and for 99 cents I got this little wooden box. Looks like that. 5 inches by 5 inches. And I got 2 knitting needles. So I'm going to take this knitting needle and I'm going to saw this end off. I'm going to use this hacksaw to saw off the end of this knitting needle. Didn't take much, but I got that sawed off. I bought this little battery pack from Amazon for like, I don't know, $2 to wire up my model from Amazon. Just a little stand, but it's gonna fit, if I want, under this box, or I guess I could stick it on the side if I want to do that, except it's not the same height. So I'll probably stick it inside the box. So this is the underside of my ship, and I'm going to put a hole, I think right here. I got enough holes in here. I'm going to put a hole here, and then I took my knitting needle and found a bit that's pretty much the same size as that. I don't want it too big, I don't want it too small, and we're going to drill a hole. All right, so I drilled the hole. And this fits in. I think I'm gonna leave the point on there and just clip off the tip of it so I can get the wires in there, but I think it'll be a way to pivot the ship in case I wanna, turn it left or right or whatever on top of the stand. We'll see, we can always change that up. All right, so next I'm taking my box and I have a piece of wood that's gonna go in there. I'm gonna drill a hole through that so that this can have more support, but I want to be sure that I have room for my power. So let's see if this is going to work on the inside. I think it'll still work. I'm going to center it probably here. That'll still give it enough support. We'll see. I'm going to drill a hole through the box. I'm going to measure to get the center for my hole of this box. All right, X marks the spot. We're gonna drill a hole right here. All right, so I shoved my knitting needle through here. Seems to be working. I'm gonna attach this block of wood to the inside. I did notice that it came out at a slight angle, but I really don't care. It'll kind of look cool anyway. Let's remove this stuff off of here. Eyelet holes are drilled. All right, got the screws in there to hold the block of wood secure underneath. All right, there it is. Here's my ship with the hole. Let's see if this kind of goes in here. Let's see, I'm gonna line up the hole here. Put that in there. Set it on here. Well, I guess that works, right? You can adjust it, you can turn it however you want. I'm gonna paint this rod black. And I don't know, I'm gonna probably paint this black, see what it looks like. If not, I can cover it with some black felt or something to make it look nicer. But with that point in there, I thought maybe I could turn it certain ways. Well, I guess it sits at an angle right now, which is fine. I could turn it this way. Whatever, but then you can kind of see the bottom when you're walking around it too. That's where we're at. So next I'm gonna cut the very tip of this off so I can get the wires pulled through there. So I just sawed the little tip off and I got a nice hollow tube to run the wires through. Take a little sandpaper, to both ends to make them a little smoother. So I got the nails as flush as I could. I don't want to crack the wood, they're raised a little bit. Next I'm going to spray paint that box. And I'm going to spray paint the needle here. I'll set it in that groove. Like I said, if the black doesn't look good for this box, I can cover it with the material. Not that it probably matters that much, but I'm using Rust-Oleum black paint. And I'm sure it's going to take a couple coats. And this is what it looks like when it's all painted up. I'm going to take some felt that my wife had sitting around. I'm going to see if I can cover up the base here. Make it look a little nicer. So I poked a hole in the velvet and pulled the shaft through there. And now I got to figure out how to wrap this to make it look halfway decent. I started by trying to staple each side, but I'll have to YouTube somebody and figure out how to do a better job. Get back to you. All right, so I wrapped the velvet around here, stapled it. Not the prettiest thing underneath. I'm going to cut away some of this extra stuff, but looks pretty nice. Sits nice and level all the way around. So I cut back some of the velvet. I had to make sure that my power for my lights is going to fit in there, and it does very nicely. Hot dog. So to pull my wires through this centerpiece here, I have a piece of wire, real skinny piece of wire, and I just flipped over the end a little bit so that I can put my wires from here through it and pull it down through the tube here. And so if you're not looking at the wires hanging all over the place, it's going to sit kind of like that. I'll open those wings up a little bit more, but I think that's going to work pretty nice. All right, so we've got something like this. Had to clamp this back together. It came apart, so we're letting that dry. But in the end, this is what we have. I think it worked pretty good.